Hey everybody, and welcome back. This is Amanda Moxley, and I am the host for the Speak Your Way to Success International Series and Gift Giveaway, where I have gathered some of my favorite people and experts and colleagues who are making between $100,000 to $2 million a year. And what they're going to be doing here in the summit is to share with you their top success strategies, secrets, how-tos, etc., to share your message, to speak your truth, to be seen, to be visible, to show up and sell and serve on stage, on video, on live stream, and social media, etc. And today I have an amazing guest. You guys are going to love her, Natalie Blais, from NatalieBlais.com. And I have known Natalie for a couple of years. And what she is she's a business strategist. And I'm going to pull up exactly her bio. So Natalie is just awesome. She's smart. She's a Virgo. She likes to organize things. She's an online strategist who helps entrepreneurs get their digital products and programs out of their heads and into the world in 90 days or less. She wakes up to strategize and lives to brainstorm. I love it. Natalie is a mom to 3 amazing mini humans who help her to laugh harder and longer at herself than she ever imagined, an entrepreneur from a young age. Natalie set out to write her own rules and direct her own destiny. She believes that business is sexy and that every single person has magic inside of them bursting at the seams. Amen. Armed with humor and passion, Natalie is on a mission to help entrepreneurs get out of overwhelm and on track to creating the business of their dreams. If you're ready to launch, Natalie is ready to ignite your passion fuel. Is ready to ignite your passion fuel. Yeah, I said it right. All right. Welcome, Natalie.
Hey, Amanda. How are you doing?
I'm so good. Well, cool. Well, tell us how you got to be like an online strategist and that you wake up to strategize and go to bed to launch or whatever, like how did you get on this path?
Well, when I first started in entrepreneurialism, I found that everybody's opinions coming at you and you've got so much information dropping down on you. You're excited, you have this great idea, you want to get it out into the world, but then you get overwhelmed. And so it really boiled down to having a strategy, and not just any strategy, but a strategy that really works for you. And what I found was that one plan, one path, one idea didn't work for everybody. And when I found the way that worked best for me, then I knew that I was onto something, that I could work with other entrepreneurs, find out what they're passionate about and how they like to learn, and then help them get on that path to getting their stuff out into the world.
Oh, I love it. And you've been so successful at it too. So tell me a little bit more, because you're an online strategist. Tell us ways women and men watching can get visible to pop their business this year. Like, give us some really good tools that we can use.
As with everything you hear, social media is the conversation of the world. Whether you are looking for teenagers or stay-at-home moms or entrepreneurial men or stay-at-home dads, whatever that looks like, everybody is on social media in one form or another. And I love social media. If there's people who hate social media, I'm on the opposite end of that spectrum. I love social media.
You have a joke that if you could, you'd have social media babies.
I would marry social media and have social media babies. And with anybody, I got on social media initially just out of curiosity and to chat with people and find out information. And when I actually got social media as an entrepreneur, when I actually understood the power of that conversation, that's when I fell in love with social media, because it really is a conversation. And if you do it right, you can leverage your visibility like rocket fuel. It's amazing.
So tell us how to do it right. Tell us how to leverage our visibility and skyrocket. Like how do you make it work?
Social media, it's a universal platform, right? It is social and it is media. What people don't recognize is that each platform is different. How you approach Facebook is not the same approach as Twitter. It's not the same approach as Snapchat. It's not the same approach as Instagram. And so when I'm working with my clients, we take a look at where their audience is hanging out and then what language and what behavior they use on that platform. So if where your audience is hanging out is Facebook, you look at that like a family barbecue, a family reunion. You talk about life and your kids, and you talk about the vacations that you're going on, because people really are curious. Not only do they want to know that you can help them, but they want to know that you're a real person. And so when you're talking about your vacations and your kids and how you plan your meals as a parent, all of those things, it draws people in because it really gives them that feeling that they actually know you. There are entrepreneurs on Facebook that I've never met, but I feel like I know them. I feel like they're part of my journey as an entrepreneur. And it's because they really leverage that know factor, get to know me. Here's my real life on Facebook. And and Twitter's like a cocktail party.
Hold on. So basically, I love this. It's like a family barbecue. It's a friend barbecue. That's what Facebook is. It's social. They want to get to know you, and it's really about getting to know you. And also, so then you don't want to be coming in there being all salesy and buy my stuff. And
right.
You want to, how would you actually insert a sale into a barbecue?
What you can do, it's like if you're at a family gathering and somebody walks in and starts throwing business cards at you and you know, walks in, you haven't seen them in 10 years and they're like, oh, by the way, I sell a really great, nail file. You got to buy it. Everybody kind of takes a step back and says, oh, everybody move to the other side of the room. Let's stay away from that relative. And by allowing people that opportunity to get to know you, you can drip the content of what you actually do. So with me, I'm a single mom of 3 kids and I still work my business, and I get asked a lot, how on earth do you manage being a single parent, running your business, meal planning, getting kids to school, and it's just you?
Yeah.
And so I can say, well, this is my strategy. This is how I go through my day so that I'm not pulling my hair out at the end of it. And you can tell them information about your business without it being a sales pitch, because it's an invitation rather than, like you pushing what it is you do on them.
I love that. Okay. I love it. So you're just sharing your lifestyle, and then you are also just bringing your business into your lifestyle.
Right.
And informing and just getting, you're just being cool. You're being yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
Barbecue. And then you just like insert it in a how can I help you way, or I was thinking about you this way, and you probably build relationships too with people, and then you're able to then follow up with them. Okay, cool. So what are some rules of engagement for Facebook? Rules of engagement, some do's, and tell us what not to do. And I have a couple of not to do's as well, but what would you say do not do?
So do not send out a friend request to someone and then immediately private message them with your sales pitch, or immediately add them to your group. Social media is about relationship building, and people really get insulted when you send them a friend request and then all of a sudden you're trying to sell to them. It really comes off as that sleazy salesperson type feeling. And even if your solution is amazing, that first step totally shuts people down, and they don't care anymore. They don't want to hear what your solution is because you have not taken the time to develop that relationship with them.
Amen. So do not add people to groups.
Do not
add people to groups. I had this lady message me, like I get like we all do, so many requests. And then she was like, join my group for heart-centered women where I help women, and gave me her elevator speech. And I was like, I don't want to join your face. Like I don't know you. You're the one that friend requested me. Don't come back to me and ask me to join your heart-centered group. You know, so just really important piece. And I think a lot of people, and don't start selling, like people will try to proposition you like for different products and things. Don't proposition people in Facebook Messenger. Build relationships. Okay. Yeah. Okay. What else should we not do on Facebook?
We forget that people see what we do on Facebook, right? It's very public. And when you are an entrepreneur and you're a member of all of these groups, and then you create a post and then you copy and paste and copy and paste and copy and paste into 5 groups, 10 groups, people see that you have posted in this group, this group, this group, this group, and it's all the same. You need to vary what you're posting in the groups, because not everybody in that group is the target of what you're trying to say. And so you need, again, a strategy. Today you post in this group getting people to know you. And then tomorrow you post in the next group about, hey, here's something I think you guys would like. Here's a strategy tip or a way to hack your productivity. And then you post something where people learn to trust you, that you actually can help them. So you don't want to post something, hey, get to know me, in 20 different groups, because chances are people that are members of groups are members of the other group, and it comes across as spammy, whether you like it or not.
Such a good tip, Natalie. I never knew this tip. When I don't actually I don't actually do a lot in groups. However, I would do it on my personal page. I will post on my personal page, my business page, and then my group.
Yes.
You can do that, right?
Yeah, because you're doing something personally to the people that you know, like, and trust yourself, right? They're your friends, they're your followers. Okay. Your business page is your business. And quite frankly, people are there for business on your business page. And your group is your group. That's where your voice gets magnified. But if you were to say, go into all of these entrepreneur groups and post the exact same thing verbatim, totally, people see that and they're like, oh, and nobody reads it. Right. I'm guilty of that. I go, oh, Joe Smith has posted the same thing in 15 groups. I'm not even going to read it because it's clearly not directed at me.
No. Okay. I love this. Okay. So what would be a strategy, or how, because I think you would need to get some sort of a spreadsheet or something that would say, okay, in this group, you do this on this day. You would have to have your plan. And do you have
I do, actually. I do. I have a grid, and I've chosen 4 groups that I really want to stay active in. And, day 1 through 5, so Monday through Friday, I leave Saturdays and Sundays to just be me, right? To just be authentically me and reply to stuff and make jokes and post pictures or whatever it is that I'm going to do. But, on day 1, so on Mondays in this first group, I post something, hey, get to know me. And group number 2, I post, hey, here's something I think you would like. Group number 3, here's a way that I've worked with a client or found results, or here's a great idea for you. And then in group 4, I just go in and I search the topics that I'm an expert on or that I know some information on, and I reply to people. So if you choose 4 groups and day 1 is know in group 1, group 2 is like, group 3 is trust, and group 4 is respond, then you're not posting the same stuff to every group on a Monday because people see it. And I think if you think that what you're doing people aren't seeing, you're fooling yourself, and it's going to bite you in the butt.
Oh my gosh. Don't let this bite you in the butt, guys. Okay. I love it. Okay. This is so awesome. So pick 4, and you said no, trust, respond, and
like. So the know, like, trust factor.
Yeah.
And then respond. Choose a group that you're going to go in and you're going to respond and really just provide value. I know that that's kind of become a catchphrase, but it really truly is. Are you altruistic in your endeavors as an entrepreneur? Do you really want to help? Because if it's all about money, we all want to make money. I mean, good Lord, I don't want to eat Kraft dinner every day for a year. Of course I don't. But the thing is, the money is a byproduct of your ability to help people solve problems. And if you lose sight of that, then you're always going to be chasing the money.
I love it. Preach it. I love it. Okay, so you go and you have these little strategies. You choose 4 groups. I love it. And then what else should we not do in social media?
Wow. Well, you have to decide how transparent you want to be. Okay. Right? There are entrepreneurs that they share right down to what their monthly biological schedule is, and that works for them. But you have to decide how transparent you want to be. And then when you make the decision, put your stake in the ground, put your flag in the ground, and stand in that power, because there are going to be people that come at you. We've all had them, people who disagree with what we say or what we're sharing. I mean, how many of us have gotten a private message or a public one from a relative who says, oh my God, I can't believe you shared that. Why would you share that? And so don't be afraid to be you, but understand that you need to have thick skin when it comes to social media. You need to be happy with who you are and where you stand in your business, in your life, in your relationships, and come what may, this is me.
Right. It's true. Decide. Yeah. Cause some people I find are TMI. It's like they're reporting every little thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, it makes me get to know them, but is it really valuable? Is it valuable?
Right.
Show up with value. How many times did you say to actually post on Facebook as per day?
It's such a fast moving river of information. I think that you need to be 3 to 4 times if you're going to post information that's like, here is a tip, here is a suggestion, here is something that'll make you laugh. 3 to 4 times for sure on your own stuff. And the reality is now with social media, video pushes you right to the top. So get brave, put on your lipstick, whatever that looks like for you, and post a short video. I think the fear for people is that they have to do these epic 15, 20, 45-minute videos. Right. If you post a 2-minute tip, that video gets posted to the top. Like it just gets pushed to the top of the Facebook feed, and the video gets far more views. And so if you can do like 1 video a day, couple videos a week, you're going to find that your viewership goes up, the engagement goes up, and that you have more conversations.
Yeah. How do people actually increase their, how does someone increase their following and really build a tribe and their brand? And how in social media, how do they really get that buzz going?
Again, it goes back to that invitation, inviting people into the solution that you have, inviting them into your world and pieces of your life, and inviting them to participate in creating their own solution in their lives. Now, you've got a strategy, or you've got a program, or you've got something like that that can solve their problem. You know it can, because you've been there, you've walked through the fire. But people don't want to be told that this is the only solution. They want to be invited in. They want to feel like they've made the decision themselves. And so be engaging on Facebook, be interested in what's going on with people rather than trying to be abundantly interesting. The reality is that if you are interested in other people and you're offering that support and offering that safe space, they're going to want to drink more of that Kool-Aid with you, because it feels good. It feels amazing to be heard and to be seen and have someone say, I know how you feel.
Mm-hmm. How much time do you spend on social media? You're obviously really into it. So what would you recommend for people to spend in, going to those 4 groups?
Yeah.
Posting 4 to 5 times and being interested and interesting. How much would you recommend a day?
If you don't want to get swallowed up by the social media vortex of cat videos and recipes, set a timer. I honestly encourage my clients, if you do 15 minutes in the morning to go in and to talk about what you want to talk about, look at people's posts, respond, 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes at night, if you want to do it a couple of times during a lunch break, something like that. But you should be able to really get good engagement with focused tasking in social media for under an hour a day or a couple of hours a week, depending on the speed at which you want to grow. Just like with everything, if you're an Olympic athlete and you're training, are you going to get to Olympic levels training an hour a week? Probably not. But maybe if you just want to get better at what you're doing, an hour a week gives you that step-by-step progression.
Right, because I would say most people watching, the majority of people are just really on it as a voyeur. They're not a real player,
yeah,
a contributor. So have a set the timer and be specific and strategic.
Yeah.
Structured. I love how you have your grid and yeah, this is great. So let's talk about Instagram, because everyone loves Instagram, and tell us, what are some strategies? So what are the absolute do's and the absolute do nots for Instagram?
So Instagram really, it's like a fine art gallery, right? You look at Instagram pictures, they're pretty, they're gone through filters, they're, it's just the right light and the right angle. It's so rare to see, for lack of a better term, disheveled people on Instagram, right? Like everything just looks so pretty. And on Instagram, the number one do on Instagram is hashtagging. If you get your hashtags right for your industry and your offering, your audience, you will grow your audience very quickly, because Instagram is curated with hashtags, and that's how people find you. And I highly encourage people to take a look at what you're loving on Instagram, if it is in alignment with your business and your entrepreneurial endeavors. Find those hashtags, take a look at what other hashtags top people in your industry are using, and use those. And on Instagram, they're amazed at the power of the hashtag, but 11 to 15 hashtags on a single post seems to be the sweet spot right now for Instagram, is 11 to 15. And people go, 15 hashtags? I mean, that's a lot of hashtags on a post. But the reality is that, so for me, I use entrepreneur, entrepreneurship, entrepreneur, mom entrepreneurs of Instagram. You use different variations of your keyword, and it makes a difference.
Now, okay, I agree. My Instagram following completely skyrocketed with hashtags. It's all about hashtags. So how do we actually, I was having a team member do it for me. And how do you go in here and do your hashtags? Do you do a copy and a paste? I think that's better. And then you do it in the comments. You don't do it in your picture and your little text, right?
Well, I do the hashtags in the actual post. So I have the picture, and then I put the hashtags right in the post. So that works for me. I have created a note, because of course we're all walking around with these in our hands all the time, right?
Right here.
Yep. So I have a note, and I created in my note app, and I have all the hashtags that I use.
Yep.
And then I've got like those little hashtags that sometimes just kind of, for me, girly it up, right? So, selfie or cute, or, shoe of the day or whatever, right? So, and I just copy and paste those hashtags right from the note into the post in Instagram.
Okay, that's cool. Okay,
so that I'm not writing every one of them out. Yeah,
exactly. You mean acts like that. Now, what are some things what we should not do on Instagram?
Instagram, don't jump on someone's post and say, hey, look at me, come look at my stuff.
No.
Right? And because again, that comes across as very spammy, and people are very social media savvy when it comes to sniffing out someone who is hijacking someone's social media thread. So don't jump into it and say, oh, come look at my stuff. I do something similar. Come look at my stuff. It's really rude. You wouldn't walk up to someone in a store and say to them, oh, I know you're looking at purses here, but come with me. I've got a better store.
Oh gosh.
You wouldn't do that.
You see people like that in the mall, like those little kiosk people.
Yeah.
Which I've recently had a very bad experience with. So, no kidding. Don't be those people. No.
Yeah. Don't use an app that's a comment bot, right? So you can set things up with certain apps where it will just go in and make a comment on someone's post if they use a specific hashtag. And, it's funny, it makes me laugh, because I'll post something and it'll, I'll say, oh, I have 10 comments. So I scroll through the comments, and, there's comments that are so wacky that I know it's not a person commenting on it. Like if I post a picture of a sunset. I love sunrises and sunsets. Like the window from my office is this beautiful bay window, and I can see the sunrise and the sunset. I love it.
Oh, good.
And then people say, I get a comment that's like, this is the best tip ever.
Oh.
Well, but it's a picture of a sunset.
Right. It's like
You
those
know?
are robots. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Robots, people.
Yeah.
Please
It's
don't.
social media is about social. Again, it's about a relationship. And I think people who are trying to automate everything in their social media lose sight of that fact that it is a relationship and a conversation.
You can't automate relationships.
Yeah,
You're building these. You and I met on social media.
we did. Yeah. And then met at a conference.
Yeah. So it's like you're building the relationship. Like you said, you feel like these people are really a part of your journey, even though you haven't met them before. So be that person.
Yeah.
Okay, those are really good. Now, Snapchat, what do you think of that? And that's a lot for younger people, I know, but I know a lot of entrepreneurs are using it. So give us a quick little, like, and by the way, I have heard too that you should focus on, 2 to 3 different social media platforms where your ideal clients hang out. So you guys listening need to figure out where is your ideal client actually hanging out.
Yeah.
Develop your strategy. Actually, hold on, back to Instagram. How many posts a day would you recommend? And do you post on other people's as well? I mean, like comment on their stuff?
Yeah. I mean, I post at least once a day. Well, I try to. Like, I fall off the social media wagon all the time.
Okay.
So, I mean, I get really good and I'm like steady and then life happens, or I'm like, you know what, I'm tired today. I don't feel like opening that app. But I do at least one Instagram post a day. And it's a peek into my life. And that's what social media is. Now, do I run it through the filters and post really pretty pictures on Instagram? 100%.
Yeah.
You will see more pictures of my kids and my family and life, and me kind of joking about, when I was a mom to toddlers, I never got any privacy. And I'm sure other parents out there go, oh yeah, I remember that. Well, now my kids are grown, but now we have kittens and I still get no privacy in my home because the kittens follow me wherever I'm going. So you see lots of pictures of that. And I want my social media presence to be authentic, and I want it to be people to see that I'm a real person and I struggle just like them, and that you can still run a successful business and be a normal human.
Right. I love that. And I also think, like, I've heard from clients before, they're like, well, it's like, I like how you said authentic, because they have a fear. Maybe you got somebody listening or thinking, well, my life is boring, or it's not really that interesting, or it's just a cat, or it's just, my shoes aren't, Louboutins, or, blah, blah, whatever. And you don't think you're enough. So I just want you to know that you are enough, and you're enough for your ideal client, and that your unique special sauce is really important to the mix.
Yeah.
And then go ahead and share it. Some people overshare stuff that, in my opinion, is not interesting, but they're not, that's not my guru,
Exactly.
Okay, cool. So at least 1 time a day. And then, okay, and then we need to wrap it up and share your gift, but tell us a little bit, I was going to go into Snapchat, but is there another platform that you think is just like the one right now?
Well, I mean, Snapchat, it really is growing. And if Snapchat is something you're interested in, treat Snapchat like speed dating, right? Treat it like speed dating, because when you go, or you've seen these like skits about speed dating on TV, it really is, you have like a minute or 2 to make an impression, and then the bell rings and it's time to move on. So treat Snapchat like speed dating. And for the love of God, please do not have 10, 15, 20-minute Snapchat stories, right? It's like clip after clip after clip on Snapchat, because you can create a story. People don't want to watch 20 minutes of you snapping for 10 seconds about driving down the road, or eating your pasta, or watching a movie with your cat. Please pick the highlights of your day and create that in your story.
Pick the highlights. We don't want the highlights.
Yeah.
Highlights. Yeah.
So it's great for behind the scenes. So I would really encourage you, if you're not on Snapchat, give it a try, because you're not going to know whether you like it or not until you try it. Right? I didn't know I liked asparagus until I tried it. Now I love it. So treat it like that. But really the 3 big ones still are Facebook. It's the gathering ground. It's the family reunion. Instagram, it is the art gallery, the fine art gallery. And then Twitter, which is the cocktail party. And what I love about Twitter is that you don't have to be so buttoned up on Twitter. You really can let loose a little bit. You can be irreverent. You can have a funny opinion. You can have dry sense of humor. You can make really witty remarks, and nobody tends to be offended on Twitter because it just has that spirit about it. And you can jump into a conversation anywhere on Twitter and give your opinion. You don't really seem to be able to do that on Facebook. If you jump into someone's post and start giving your opinion, you'll find that you get dogpiled. But Twitter's the exact opposite. You can jump into a conversation and launch into that no matter where it is in the conversation.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cocktail party, speed dating, barbecue, and a fine art gallery. You choose. Pick your poison.
That's right.
Where your people hang out. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Natalie, this has been so valuable. I actually want to invite all of you to join us on Instagram, because we'll be on there, and you guys go ahead and share yours, Natalie, and then you tag us, everybody, and then we can be friends on Instagram if you're watching. So I'm Amanda, obviously, but I'm Amanda J. Moxley. And what is yours?
I'm the Natalie Blais on Twitter and on Instagram.
Okay.
And then they can find my business page on Facebook at Natalie Blais Consulting.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at my Instagram right now, and I believe it's Amanda J. Moxley. I'm really good at this, as you can tell. Yeah, it says, Amanda J. Moxley right up there at the top. And then obviously, those of you who are here, we also will be meeting back in the Facebook group, and hopefully Natalie will join us in the Be You Make Think Facebook group.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you gave us so many good tips. I mean, really, wasn't this amazing for all of us? I want all of you to engage with us in the Facebook group and let us know, what were your favorite ahas? What are you going to put into place? I loved the strategy of the 4 groups, and personally, I love that. And having like your map out of those 4 groups and your strategy was genius. Fun. Okay, so go ahead, and then the hashtags on the note, and then putting them in. Okay, so tell us what your free gift is, because I know it's super valuable.
So what I'm going to give to your listeners and to everybody who's listening to the summit here is I'm going to give them a copy of that grid so that they can create their own grid, so they can decide group 1 through 4, however many groups you want to be a part of, and then decide what you're going to do. And I have got it all filled out there for you. So, today is no, tomorrow's like, the next day's trust, then engage. And if you have it, make an offer on day 5, right? And you rotate through that. So it just helps you stay better organized with how you want to engage on Facebook, and so that you don't look like that guy who's posting the same thing to 10 groups today. So I'll give them that grid so that they can get organized. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And you all can download that here on the speaker page. So that sounds really valuable. Yay, I need that grid. I knew you'd have a little organized grid.
Of course, right?
All right, everyone.